everybody. Of course, my son comes over to me just at that moment as the thing is going off. It's good to see you all here for Yossi. So appreciate it. If you are unfamiliar with Yossi, he is Yossi in the Simple Kitchen, and he also has another channel. Oh no, his thing is about to die. For some reason, it's not charging. Uh, it's the Israeli Concrete Gardener, I believe, is his other channel. Give me 1 second because I just saw his iPad is at 5%, so we're in trouble. I need a charger immediately. Actually, I wonder if I could use mine. Nope, no, sir. Um, of course, it always happens in this second that, he knows something's up, my little Malachi. I have, of course, Yossi's PayPal right here, and I'm going to explain a little bit of what's going on in just a second. I have to get him set up with that, or I'm in big trouble. Thought he was set up. I had it plugged in, and I guess it was not charging. And now, of course, he's grabbing everything. So I'll be right back. Yeah, you're a tiger, all right. Okay. Hopefully we're good. I set him up right next to me. So, oh my gosh. So, thank you for coming in. I'm going to greet everybody and then I will explain what has happened or what is happening with our sweet Yossi. Shawnee Shave, thank you for being the first one coming in, and yeah, I hope we can help him too. Hey, Adenir, thank you for coming in. My one of my awesome mods and friends. Hey, Hedgehogs Homestead, Laura, it's so good to see you. I think I had texted you, but I'm not sure it made it. It was like you crossed paths with my text that I was doing this for Yos. Hey, Prep for It. It's so good to see you. See you show up as Prep for It. It's just the at. They changed the at while you were off YouTube, and you had to kind of how do you say it? You had to let them know what at you wanted. I guess like you signed up for it. Give me that, please. He's messing with my ah, Jabra thing that I think it's called a Jabra, whatever this thing is called. Oh, Joby, the Joby. My mom got me that with my camera that I still don't use very well. Hey, Hooked on Faith, Sandra Moody. It's so good to see you. It's been a while. It's so good to see Prep for It too. And I know Trish was going to possibly be in the background, so it's great to see you guys. Storms, Radios, and Cats. Always, always good to see you. Yeah, nice pop up live for a friend. And of course, for all of us too. There's Trish Wiley. Hey, Trish Wiley. Thanks for coming in for Yos. I so appreciate it. Nice to have you hanging out. Hi, Stephanie Joe Roundtree. Good to see you too. And Homestead Aquarius, another one of my friends and a great mod. So appreciate it. It's so funny. Pinky tapping, messy hands, group wave, and hello to all. That's how it looks like on StreamYard. I'm not sure how it looks on the other side. Let me just catch my actual YouTube one up. There we go. It's great to see everybody. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances. Hey, Freaky Geek, good for you to come in too. Yeah, you made it in time, of course. Yes, it is. It's a Gorilla Grip. I have the phone jack on it right now, but it's also for my camera, and that's originally what it was for. I don't know if it came, I think it came in like one of those kits for Christmas, and yeah, my mom was so generous to get me that kit. I miss that generosity. I miss my mother. And that's something Yossi knows well. That's where basically he and I kicked off around, I want to say, we're almost 4 years ago. And um, when we met on YouTube, his mother was still with us. And then we had the C-19 hit, and his mother had been put in a nursing home. She had a really bad fall, and it caused seizures from then on out. And she was quite young, but during COVID, she lost her life in that nursing home. And so Yossi lost his mother, and I had lost my dad before coming on YouTube. So we had that common bond of just mourning a parent that we adored and didn't, I don't know, didn't ever expect them to be gone. Even though, people, that's part of life is death. But his mother died young, for, huge, not much older than me, I would say. So then that was the beginning of just them being hit with a bunch of different things. His during C-19 over there in Israel, they required everyone to get you know, the how do you say it without them putting attention on my channel? The juice, in your arm. So he took two, because they kept making him take like the updated shot over there in order to, oh, I said it, darn it, the updated one in order to work. On the second one, he got really super ill, and he was like, I can't take another. I can't take another. He was on unemployment at that time, like a lot of people were, because we couldn't go out, we couldn't do anything. And if you were working, you were fortunate enough that, some of the countries were paying unemployment. Well, they took it away because he refused to get a third shot, and basically he didn't want to die, and they weren't taking his explanation. I later found out, because I asked him with some of his illnesses, somebody pointed out to me that it could be heart related. And so I asked him, hey, when you were born, did you have any complications? And he said, I had a hole in my heart, but it healed. And now I'm wondering if it did. Hey, Miss T with T, thank you for coming in. Hey, Willow Crow. I know it breaks my heart. He's had a lot of heartbreak over the last 4 years. And Yossi's a man, like he served his country. He became like a captain, and I think ended up exiting as a major. His time in the service, he saw horrors there. He lost his best friend of childhood right in front of him, and I believe that same explosion affected him, and gave him some, not just psychological trauma, but brain trauma. He later, after the service, served as an Israeli police officer, and it was during a chase through Israel, a car chase after a criminal, that there was a horrible accident, and he was in rehab for months. There was a payout, he said, and he said, but he had to use it all to help his parents because his parents were elderly and not bringing in any income except, excuse you, he's belching over here like a grown man. They didn't have any income except for like what we would consider Social Security, and had debt, and he paid off all their debts with it so they could be debt free. So fast forward to right now, oh, and also Yossi and I had upheaval on YouTube, that just finding out that certain people aren't sincere and are very much about themselves, and the focus being on them, and that YouTube is their time to shine. And they'll run you over basically to get subscribers, is what we kind of found out together. But he didn't want to get on anybody's, bad side. That's not Yossi. He's very appeasing with people. And he let me know that. He didn't let me know, that he didn't agree with anything I was saying or anything, at all. No, he stood by me. He's been like a brother. Basically, Yossi's a younger brother I always kind of wanted. And this latest thing has just got me really concerned for him. His father had a fall, which caused a broken hip. And I believe it was the joint that goes into the hip that broke, and he was needing that replaced. And, that whole area, which even we hear of that happening with the elderly. He went into rehab, had spent time in rehab, and I guess the doctors over there decided that there was no way that he could go home. He was in just such bad condition. Unfortunately, because Yossi had lost his unemployment and now was sick from the, juice in the arm, he was unable to work. And his brother is what we would consider special needs in the state. So he's basically his brother's caregiver, and he was his father's caregiver. Everything was riding on what his father brought in monthly, and that was his father's apartment, is his father's apartment. They are now seeking to evict Yossi and his brother from that apartment. And Yossi found out too that his father was not paying because his father probably had, like a early onset dementia. From what Yossi used to describe about what was going on in the house, my father had Alzheimer's, my mother had cognitive decline, and she had vascular dementia, and a lot of the behaviors and stuff were very similar. So one of the first things to go that you notice that's serious is they don't control money well anymore. They just don't. The driving and the money becomes a really big concern. And that's what happened. He stopped paying certain bills, and Yossi is now left with debt and also being kicked out of their home that they've had for years, him and his brother. And he's still in not good physical condition, and his brother can't work either. So I am placing Yossi's PayPal. Give whatever you can. If it's $5, stop that. If it's $5, it adds up. Don't touch that, please. He's picking at something on the table. This was my mom's too, this table. No, you're fine. If you can just pray because you can't afford even $5 right now, please do that. I mean, prayer opens doors to things that we can only imagine. And it's so interesting that I pulled out my Calm Your Anxious Mind devotional. And, being a Christian, the first story is, of course, about Jesus's provision. But it's really interesting that it says he provides for the hungry. He satisfies the thirsty and fills the hungry with good things. It's from Psalm 107:9. And then it talks about how Jesus fed all the thousands. Please stop. Stop right now. And a poor widow ran out of bread ingredients, the last bit of food she had. It looked like she and her son would go hungry, and an entire people group wandered in the desert with nothing to eat. They were positively desperate. Everyone in the situations went from being needy to satisfied, all because God is a provider. Bread and fish mysteriously multiplied. Flour and oil kept showing up in empty containers. Quail and manna appeared in the desert. Jesus said he was the bread of life, bread that came down from heaven, the ultimate provision from God. He nourishes and takes care of our souls. Do you have all that you need today? Whatever part of your life feels empty or unmanageable, whatever way your soul is hungry, let God be your provider. Trust the one who created the world to create a way to meet your needs. Oh, just sorry. I left out the biggest thing was that he lost friends on October 7th. Hey, the Bud Files. Appreciate it. You coming in. Yeah, he knew these people that lost their lives on October 7th. So sorry. Whatever we could do for him would be so appreciated. I'm going to show you, like, if you are a cash person and you think it's really hard to do PayPal, we specifically opened an account. My daughter and I both have it because their savings is so good. And this is not a promo. I'm not getting any. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had to go full mom mode. Capital One had a great savings as far as the percentage that they give you. And basically, we use it for that, for their savings account, but also to transfer um, money. And it allows you to hook it up to a PayPal, and that's what I do. I've hooked it up to PayPal. Um, so, this isn't like I send credit, so I'm in debt to the man. And it's worked for me that way. Yeah, every little bit helps. He's, over there. He's trying. He said, like, they only help you right after you get out of the service. So he's not like getting anything from his time in the service. The like he said, he got a payout a long time ago because then he became a chef after he was rehabilitated. He became a chef or a cook. And unfortunately, while he was in the kitchen, he fell and re-injured himself. So it's been like one thing after another, after another, after another for Yossi. And I just want to see some good things happen for him and his brother. And at this point, I can't imagine, like, he's not here because his anxiety is so high. And yeah, he just is not right. He'll see this, and he'll see it, of course, in his PayPal that you guys were able to give something. But I know what that's like when your anxiety gets so high and you kind of freeze and you can't. You just And he's got to press through, and I've done the same thing, had to press through. I just pray that God gives him the strength and the connections over there to get them a new place, or even to sustain the place that they have, like that their house is able to be sustained where they're at, that they you know, wipe away the old and write them something new, and they're able to stay and rent, because it's not like they're in a luxury high rise. This is, like here where we have controlled rent. It's one of those places. He's not out there in this, you know, really great home or anything. Like some of the people here on YouTube who are like asking for memberships and asking for your money are sitting in houses that are $750,000. I will tell you that. Mine right now with equity, if we could move, I could pay off some smaller house up north. However, if we didn't, the and that's why I don't ask for money for me. Like, that's not what this is about. I would like to have an income through YouTube because I don't work. I don't come out of the house to work because I have my special needs son. But between it going to me or it going to Yossi, I wanted to go to Yossi. Because God will always return what we give. Like, he is faithful in that. He says he'll open up his storehouses, and he has so much in those storehouses. So, yeah, I'm just asking that this is a real need in the community. This is not somebody making up a need or grifting. Like, it's not like that at all. Yeah, and that's another thing. The whole C-19 situation shut off all connections with any friends, and his father getting ill. I don't know if you know what that's like, but when somebody in your family, like my mom, I don't have any local friends left over from C-19 and what happened with my mom. People don't have the patience anymore. Plus, it seems like something happened with that division of people who would take the what and people who wouldn't. And we were a family that I told my husband was actually he was willing to take it to keep his job. He didn't understand the ramifications of it, and we that caused some issues within our own home. Well, it causes issues with friends too. So I'm sure Yossi deals with that too. Like, because his dad ended up taking all the ones, and his system could handle it, but Yossi's could not, and it brought on uh, a lot of, it seems like, uh, Hold on. It brought on a lot of symptoms like heart failure, and, I'm praying it's not, but the doctors are not really helping him, and he's the main caregiver of his brother now, and yeah, they don't really have family, like Trish said, to connect to. I'm hoping they can reconnect to some family, but they moved there from Argentina when Yossi was young, and, let me just collect myself and I'll come back on camera, and, yeah, so they were kinda separated away from their family, and then Yossi also lost an uncle in one of the wars over there, in Israel, his father's brother. So, anyway, whew, okay. So if you can give, that's great. I am actually going to be, uh, taking money out of my Christmas money that my brother sent because for us too, we've faced over it's now it's now 11,000. My husband wrote a check for $5,000 last night, and, that was pretty much the rest of our savings. There's a little bit left, and the savings really was supposed to be my kitchen, which will remain particle board and kind of falling apart, and I can deal with that, you know? Um, we bought this as a foreclosure, so that was on there. Um, if you see anyone coming in that's just a full-on troll, feel free to get rid of them. Good evening, Shadow Scout. Sweet, that's right, it's your evening over there. So yeah, whatever you can do, it would be appreciated. We're in a hard spot over here too. Uh, Insurance here in Florida, I don't know if you've heard it in the news, our homeowners insurance is a nightmare. A lot of people have had to go on to state homeowners insurance because the companies are just charging like crazy money. And right now, that check was basically to our bank so they would not raise our mortgage. And our mortgage is the highest we've ever had it, even though we have a very low percent on our loan, which is not like a huge loan. But we had to, how do you say it? We had to refinance because we needed a roof. And the roofs here in South Florida are concrete uh, tile, and they cost a lot of money. So we basically refinanced, and that's how we had money. And that money was not supposed to be savings, but God knew. So anyway, I wanted to just put that out there for Yossi. I will be sending him money. It will be above $25. It may be above 50, um, because he's my brother in another country, and he is in a position that I actually fear myself. If something would happen to Theron, and I have Malachi, our special needs son, and I have this house full of stuff to deal with, because you have to think of he's not healthy and he still has that apartment with all their family stuff to deal with too while being evicted. Like, where do you take that when you don't have a home? So, yeah. So, thank you for anything you can do. Um, he's a great guy. He wants to work. And I think, you know, if it wasn't for his physical condition, this wouldn't even be going out. Like, if he wasn't so sick, this wouldn't be happening. So, I appreciate anything you guys can do. Uh, yeah, that's why I came on a Thursday, not a Friday, because to respect Yossi too, because Friday is his Shabbat, and I didn't want to ask for anything on his, day of Shabbat, which is a day of rest. Yeah, so the rest is just lighthearted. Hopefully, I don't know how I transition out of what I just told you guys to that, but I'll try and do my best. As you can see, it's affected me. I've talked to my husband and my daughter about it. My husband is just too stressed out himself. to hear me lately. So, yeah, I am putting it out to the community. Please, please help Yossi. Hey, Duncan. I just explained everything that's going on with Yossi. If you have time to watch the replay, if not, I put basically the basics in the description of the video along with his PayPal. So far, we've only had one troll. No, I'll pray, Trish. I have to collect myself before I go into prayer because I'm a big mess. Absolutely. I have no shame to pray on YouTube. I'm not the greatest Christian. I've been basically in a really deep pit since I lost my dad. And yeah, I was not walking in the way that I should. And I hope that people can forgive me. And, I wish too, like I could have handled some of YouTube's drama better, but I just wasn't in that place to do so. Hey, Tampa's Creek Homestead, thank you for coming in. This is kind of a heavy live, a pop-up live. It's just a real big ask for a friend, but it's not a big ask. Like if you have some extra money and you're going to use it, say you have plenty of seeds and you're just going to go and get more seeds, I would just ask if you send that, just even that little bit to Yossi, because all the little bits add up. And yeah, I know him and his brother just really need that help right now. They don't have a net under them. A lot of us don't have it anymore, thanks to C19. Yeah, not perfect. Progress, not perfection, right? Yeah, right? That's right. Sandra Moody. Yes, even a 5 or a 10 spot can totally help him. And we're doing PayPal because then nothing is taken from him, rather than like a GoFund situation. They take a percentage, and you have to, put a top on it. And then didn't want to do that. I'm trying to think the other things that are going on. Oh, he just Malachi, come here. Come here. You need to plug in. You can't be over there. It's gonna Your iPad will die. I don't know why his iPad didn't charge earlier, but now it's like less than 5%. And my son this is a way he learns because of his autism. He's very visual, and the songs and stuff help him learn. So I know a lot of people are becoming like, oh, you shouldn't have them on that so much. It depends on the child and what. We still go out and play. We still, play with our toys without the iPad. Yeah, right? Amen. Oh, really? Your grandson's name is Malachi? Well, my Malachi, his first name is now Isaiah. Malachi, he came to us with Malachi as a middle name. Actually, no, he came to us with Malachi as a first name, but long time ago, God let me know I would have a son and his name would be Isaiah. So I still had to fulfill that, when we went to name him, and yes, 8, and fulfill, all the, I am now his parent, state is no longer his guardian or parent, thank God. Uh, he actually got a very long name, but it was to assume his new uh, genetic line, well, not genetic line, but his new line, because we're very much Bible believing family and how curses can be handed down. It was to try and break the curse. So, yes, he does. He's like our lawyer in heaven, but he's not like the lawyers here on earth. I think sometimes that's why lawyers are so corrupt here on earth, because they were supposed to be an example of Christ going into the courtroom, of that we have an advocate who, fights on our behalf to keep us free. Thank you. Yeah, he's got Isaiah Malachi. He's got 3 names, Isaiah Malachi Aaron, and my last name is Woods. So it the reason I did that after the I and the M were next to each other, I'm like, he needs an A because then he's claiming his new last name. And hopefully, the Lord will break that curse that's in his genetic line because there's, yeah, stuff there. So, yeah, I'm kind of very wordy. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, I will pray for Yossi. I just need like a sip of coffee and to get when you can just feel the crying like right in your face, like it's right here. So I don't want to do that. And yes, Mama Bear. I'm drinking my Mama Bear cup because Yossi's his cute little logo is a bear. Even if you want to go over and encourage him, this is his little. Oh, I don't know if I can pick it up. There it is. Yossi in the Simple Kitchen. I hope he still even has his channel up because he was kind of walking away from YouTube because he felt a lot of people were making YouTube an idol, and he didn't want to do that before God. He's very uh, dedicated follower of God. He's my brother, even though he's Jewish. To me, he is still my brother because we wouldn't have Christianity without the Jewish Messiah. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to. Thank you, Duncan. I like this mug too. It's funny because my husband will he'll tuck this mug. I wonder why. I don't think he likes to see Mama Bear come out because he sometimes gets in trouble. But I think that's the way with like husbands and wives or, grandpas and grandmas. Like, don't throw him up in the air like that. Like, we're the ones that are keeping them safe, and dads are the ones that get to be fun and they don't care about that kind of stuff. But that's his dad is his buddy. Like they are just buddies. He actually gets upset on Sunday night when he knows my husband is going back to work Monday, or it kicks in on Monday day and he's upset about, dad's back at work, so his buddy isn't here to play with. Right, Duncan? I know, not you either. That's yeah, nobody wants to see Mama Bear come out. And now in this day and age, it's really hard. You have to actually reel in the mama bear because there's so many crazies going on out in the world, like crazy circumstances and crazies, you know. And that's the thing too, is like we're all over the world. What this showed me, we're in a mental health crisis all over the world. It's not just here, it's in other countries. Like they are not uh you can actually read articles that over in Yossi's country, they are struggling too to meet the needs of their um, their vets that have PTSD and are struggling with getting back into society, and it's really sad. And we have the same thing here. So yeah, I just Yossi's a great baker. If you've ever watched him, he is just so good with bread, and I'm hoping even that maybe he could somehow sell bread from his place. This that would be great if they allow that over there. If they have something similar to cottage law, that would be fantastic. But yeah, I might as well pray. If I go into tears, I'm just going to stop my camera, which, it just I need to pray now, and then I'll let people up on panel because I don't want, to try and do it while I have people on panel. Just give me a second because little man is over here making all kinds of noise. Sorry, I had to ask him to settle down a little bit because he's kind of. I heard that too, Duncan. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. No, they get mediocre. Um, well, the more severe they are, the yeah, can be pretty mediocre. My husband's very grateful to RVA. We have one of the, I think it's one of the newer hospitals down here. That's another reason why it's hard for us to move because we've got an excellent VA in this area compared to a lot of other areas. It's not excellent in regards to healthcare. It's just excellent in regards to other VAs. And, of course, his job too is right near there. So it just, yeah, for chickens and a little more land, it, yeah, we need God to move big time on that. And he can. When he's ready, he can move us. So, yeah, I'm going to just say a quick prayer for Yossi and his brother and just ask that, yeah, if you could, you know, do the same for him and just send them a little bit of something so they can make it uh, through this time that is just so stressful. Thank you, God. I just thank you for this opportunity to come before you in the presence of friends and other believers. We know that you are the God who created the heavens and the earth. You tell the sun when to go down and when to rise. You are the God who stops the seas from overwhelming the land. You are the God who has set everything in motion in the universe. And we come before that God and we know that nothing is too hard for him to do, that nothing is too hard for you to do, Father. And we ask for you to just make a way for Yossi and his brother to have a home that is good and just provisions, Father, that they would know it was from your hand and from the prayers of your people on their behalf. Father, that you would meet every need that they have right now, that you would help their father too in the nursing home to heal, Father. And I pray that they would be able to even get to their father in the nursing home because I know that that's a situation all unto itself, I'm sure, too, right now. We pray for the peace of Israel so they do not have that hanging over them, too, and the peace of all countries right now at war. Father, we just ask that you be with Yossi right now and his fears and his anxieties, Lord. You're the one who can cast them aside, and we ask you to do that and help him to make the connections he needs to make, maybe for them to knock on his door, God, for people to come back into his life that have faded away during the C-19, and that they would be helpful and loving towards him and his brother and compassionate, Father, that they would meet compassion and caring over there rather than closed doors, that you would open the doors that no man can close for them. And we just ask this in your name, Jesus. Amen. So there we go. All right. So the prayer is said. The request has been sent out. Hey, Moon. Good to see you. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you need, honey? Baby Beaver's alphabet. Cool. Okay. Okay. Did you say amen? Baby Beaver's alphabet. All right. It should be 1, 2, but keep it down though, honey. He loves that. All right. Well, I am going to. I snuck on only for Yossi's sake, Billy. If you read the comments, you'll see some of what's going on. But yeah, I did sneak on. I try to announce it to people. Just my life is just Cucamonga itself. And yeah, we're just asking for any kind of donation to Yossi's PayPal right now, as they may find themselves homeless. But I'm trusting God that they will not. I'm trusting He will move them to a perfect place for him and his brother, and a protected place too, because of the war going on over there. And yeah, that's pretty serious. But good to see you, the Rickershire Project. And Moon, thanks for coming in. I'm going to drop the link, but I need to change over to a subscribers only mode. Because yeah, I really don't want any, buddy in the background with me. Come on. The YouTube side is being so weird. All right, it just got rid of the YouTube side. Hold on. All right, there we go. Edit it. I'm going to get in and just change it over so I can feel comfortable dropping the link. But this is, if you want to even tell a story about Yossi as far as, his sweetness or whatever. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're good now. Okay. Yes. And I didn't even put you in that prayer. Everybody pray for it for Tasha. She is getting a surgery tomorrow on her knee, and we just pray for a good recovery for you, a great recovery, as a matter of fact, and that you're not down for long, and that the pain is managed for you perfectly, and that it goes perfectly too. Much love to you, hon. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for your support, as always, for Yossi. Yeah. Thank you. So appreciate it. So appreciate it. And I'm so glad he put us back in touch, and Trish and Sandra. I'm so glad you're here too. He's really just such a sweetheart. No problem. No problem at all. It's my pleasure to help Yossi if I can. There we go. There's the link if anybody wants to come up. We don't have to talk just about Yossi either. I realize you guys are all up north getting excited for spring. I was out in my yard. I'm still not sure my Barbados cherry is going to make it. It is not looking the best, but it's because it went root bound, which I didn't realize. I knew it needed to be replaced. Oops. Hey.
Hey.
I was just talking about my very root bound Barbados cherry. I don't think it's going to make it.
Oh, no.
I know. And it just started producing fruit this past season.
Ooh.
I repotted it up, though, and that's when I saw, like, the root was this big around the side of it going down. And I was like, oh, I really left it in that container too long. It had come out the bottom. When I went, I'm like, oh, this is getting too big for the container. I need to repot it.
Just cut the container open and put food around it.
I should have done that, but I didn't. Like, containers are expensive. Like that pot, it wasn't like a, how do you say, like the generic ones that the nurseries use. It was, and even those are getting expensive. I heard a nursery owner down here talking about they resell them, that there's a big resale market now for them because everything's just going up in price.
Yep, I could probably sell some of mine.
Yeah, definitely. I look on Craigslist all the time for them, and now there used to be some. There's none, like locally. Oh, wow. So they're selling, I think, to each other or just holding on to their pots to reuse. Hold on, Rickershire.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Good to see you. Yeah. But yeah, so hopefully the Barbados cherry will come back. I need to plant my taro. That's sprouted. I know GT Junior had some too that his has sprouted, so we're probably both going to be planting taro. It's so weird. Him and I have been on the same like wavelength because he's like, you know what, I've been really interested in, and he says the same thing I was looking for that day.
Funny.
It was the mangosteen. And I was like, are you serious? I'm like, I was just looking all over for those. I'm like, no way. And that's how I even sent him like a little email like, hey, this one place has them. But then when I ordered them and they were rotten, I'm like, hey, don't get them there. Oh, wow.
Ooh, seeds.
Yep, that's a lot
Look
of seeds.
Look at that.
Our last video we posted about candy roaster squash. I've been looking for it, so I reached out to the gardening community. That's
Yeah.
all I know is the homesteaders and you guys and the off-gridders, the
Yeah.
RV lifers and van lifers and preppers.
Yeah.
That's who we're with. You know, if you grow food, we know you.
Yeah.
I said, send me candy roaster squash. Give me 2 seeds because they store over winter. They're really fantastic.
Yeah, I've
type
heard they're
of squash.
fantastic.
And we had we annihilated pumpkins and butternut squash here, like crazy. So
That's great.
I'm like, I need something better that stores better. It's a longer. It looks like a banana. It's a longer type of squash.
Yeah.
Oh,
It doesn't roll around like a pumpkin. What am I gonna do with pumpkins? I'm gonna pile them up
No,
in
it
here.
grows out like straight. The candy roaster almost, isn't it? Like a big.
Like a boomerang, like a banana.
yeah.
I can lay those on shelves. I can put them on the floor on newspaper. I can stack them up.
Yeah.
That makes
I've
sense.
heard they're
I don't want
delicious.
pumpkin in the house.
I've heard
And we
they're
grew the
delicious.
wrong kind of pumpkins. I put one sugar pie vine out there, and then I put jack-o'-lantern and mini pumpkins, and then I grew forget what the species was of pumpkin. They're pretty common in a pumpkin field. You see them during November. They're in those big boxes out in the box stores, the giant
Yeah.
pumpkins.
Mhm.
They're not the Atlantic pumpkins that get, they get big.
Yeah.
So I need to this year. I'm only interested in dropping my sugar sweets,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
my sugar pies, and growing watermelon that are sugar babies. I just want little ones,
Yeah.
Right.
and all types of squash and any type of melon that stays football size and
Mhm.
small in a soccer
Right.
ball.
Are you going to
Well,
go vertical on those, or you're going to let them just spread?
They're
'Cause
too
you guys-
big.
Huh?
I would need cattle panels. I would need some heavy gauge cattle panels. Where
Yeah,
a
I've
2,000
seen they've
bull
done
can't
that
get
down
through it.
here. That's what they use, cattle panels for the sugar babies to go vertical.
It's so hard to get. Well, it's not hard to get cattle panels.
It's just
here.
they're
Yeah, it's just that
very
they're hard to. Well, they're a lot cheaper here than in Oregon. I
okay.
tell you, they're like $20 cheaper here.
You
in Tennessee.
couldn't get them during CV, and if you could, you paid $45 a pop for them.
They're
Right.
way more than that.
Right.
down
See, that was cheap. Where $45 is cheap compared to what I mean in Oregon they're like $80 a panel.
Yeah.
And
Let's get
so
my coffee. What?
yeah.
You buying
but
buying a new set
Here
of
in
tires?
Tennessee they're reasonable, so I've been buying them here. So
So we're still affected. You're saying, and the prices are still gouged.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, we're
thanks.
in a total. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thanks. You know who you are, up and above us on that shape, doing this stuff to us, thinking it's funny. Look
I
at
know.
she's paying.
And sending all our
eight
money
bucks-
out of the country. Meanwhile, we
Yeah,
pay the
spending
price for
80
it.
bucks a panel.
yep.
Anger.
Let's see, I'm looking it up to see what it is near us.
Brighton Farms. Shirt I won. Being smart.
Yeah. Nice.
Yay. But yeah, we asked for those candy roaster squashes, and
You
I
got
opened
all
it up.
those.
I'm like, why is this package $7? It's
Right.
4 or 5 seeds.
Oh,
And then I
No.
poke it open and I'm like, come on. I was like, I have a seed bank inside the house. We people like us all have seed banks. And
yes.
I'm trying to get rid of 2020, 2021, 2022. I'm trying
Yeah.
to push them out
Yes.
the door.
I'm chitting seeds to make sure that they work, so I don't put them in soil and waste the the stuff.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
saw you doing that. I
Yeah.
thought that
Who
was
wants
a
to sit
great
there and
idea.
do a germination test?
A what?
Nobody does that. A germination test. Nobody wants to do that. You just want to put them out in the garden
And have them work.
and have them work. And if it's a 23 or 24 right now, you got 90 plus percent generation germination.
Right.
Yeah,
Every
unless
year-
they have it on the
It depends on the seed, though. I mean,
Yeah. I have beets that it had a warning on them from Baker Creek, like you get more because these didn't germinate properly.
Baker
Right.
Creek has a 1,500-year-old bean.
wow.
Which
So
one
they're
is it?
probably going to give you
know?
just a couple, and you're going to pay through the nose for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Which one?
guarantee if you sprout them and germinate them,
Oh
that
yeah.
more than likely user person who bought them understands that you need to call them back
Yeah.
and say, look, I've got 100 seed pods. I'm just mailing them back to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might not
'Cause they
take
don't
them
know
though.
who can germinate
Sometimes
them.
it's a
They don't know-
closed process.
know
At
what-
those places, they don't allow you to do that. They sometimes will not take seeds back.
They spread them out, that way can zone 7 or zone 8 in Texas grow them? Maybe that's the right
Mhm.
spot for them. Can zone 5 somewhere up in the northern part of top of California or Oregon? Maybe that's the right soil conditions to get these to pop. Something in the soil is going to spring them to life, one
Yeah.
that's viable.
But there's
And
disease in the soils too throughout the United States, and that's like these kind of places that have their own seeds. They don't usually want your seeds back because they don't know what it's coming back with.
Right.
now, a lot of the native plants out where the farmers are, you know how like now we're starting to get back into soil regeneration. We don't want the dust bowl again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got coffee burps. Give me a second. Welcome to the Shire. So there are seeds that grow out there from the original plants that are there. Do you know they go dormant for years and years and years and like 10, 15, 20 years? Those seeds will remain dormant in the ground until you bring back the microbiology inside the soil. And if you
Yeah.
regenerate a farm, you don't have to do cover crops anymore. That stuff comes back. Everything
Yeah.
that was originally there regrows
Yeah.
if you poison the soil and give it a chance. I thought that was fascinating. Guys, like, yeah, we didn't have, I don't know what he said. I'm going to lie here and say grass XA. We didn't have grass XA here. It was here on the property 20 years ago. My dad farmed it, but you can
Yeah.
see the soil all dead and farmed over. He goes, what we did is we did cover crops, regenerated it, and left it alone for the natural grass to grow back. Five,
Yeah.
10 years down the road, he goes, we saw a few different things that weren't here. Maybe got blown in by the wind or the birds poop, whatever. The seeds
Yeah.
dropped. Then it spread out, and the seeds and the flowers, and they cut it, mow it, and spread it. It's going nature. But he's
I
like,
think
no,
I saw
now
that
it's 15,
video.
20
Who
years
are you
later,
talking about,
it's all
Billy?
coming back.
The
What is
pig.
it?
Who are you talking about? The pigginess of pig guy? Who are you talking about that is the regenerative farmer who basically had his
I
grasses
just
come back?
put through so much. I clicked through so much YouTube. I'm not going to remember.
Yeah.
I just
No,
found the
he's a
story
well-known
fascinating
one in the community that he's very big on that, allowing the grasses to come back and
to come back.
grazing. And I can't think of his name right now
It,
to
it,
save
it
my
might
life.
have been him. I don't know. But I watched that and I was like, who knew that you have dead soil and that the seeds are just dormant
Mm,
for
yeah.
for decades?
Yeah. With the
And
grass,
that
if
was the whole
you
story
don't
about
like
the
that.
1,500-year-old seed.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just a miracle that someone can grow this thing. I'm
Hmm.
sure the germination rate on that says 0.00001. You know,
What I missed storms. If you said something before, it didn't come through, hon. When you said never mind. Oh, sorry, sweetheart, I missed it.
she's
Uh,
gonna scroll up. Give her a second.
okay, sounds perfect. Okay, yeah, just post it. Thank you. He needs all the help we can. Yeah. No, no, bye bye, Malachi. You sit there. Bye
Hi,
bye,
What else
Jennifer.
are you
Malachi.
growing this spring, Wickshire?
What? Well, there's a difference. What can we grow and what do I want to grow? I
Mhm.
want
Well,
to grow.
what are you putting out this season other than the
Uh,
candy roaster and
okay,
your
so right
pumpkins?
now we're still in the thread of frost, and I recently posted a video about light frost tolerant cold seeds. Cold seeds. Going to be a lot of brassicas and stuff that fit in that category.
Yeah.
So I want to get all those out there. You name it. Turnips, beets, carrot, lettuce. It's not a brassica, but it does better in cooler climates than it does in the middle of the summer.
Right.
Spinaches, all that kind of stuff. I want to put my frost tolerant. Then after April 14th, April 16th, after the threat of frost, I want to
Hmm.
get the rest of all the brassicas in. You got to
Hmm.
pre-start them indoors so you can bring them outside.
Right.
Then once let's see, March,
Doing
April,
the same.
May, June, I want to get everything else out there. I want to make sure the radishes are in. I want to make sure the corn's planted. I want to make sure all the heat tolerant squashes, cucumbers, beans. I don't think we can do peas here in the summer. They singed last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
no,
just
the burn in
I
the
the
had the
summer.
summer.
same problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were crisp, and I had
Uh-huh.
them in shade, and it was just it was 90 here, and they just
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more of a cool crop here too.
yeah.
You got to have cool weather for them here.
And then we're hoping to harvest all our squashes and all our carrots
Hmm.
November, somewhere in there, and hoping that if we have Swiss chard or other brassicas that are making it through for their biennial cycle, that they make it through the winter, provided I
Yeah.
have coverage, some sort of plastic to put over them for winter. Because I only got to
Hmm.
wait 1 month. I just have to wait through January. January, you got blasted with that
Yeah.
January storms down there. Yeah, Carol in Florida got blasted with it. You guys
Yeah,
Yeah.
hit
we
some low
don't get much of a
temperatures.
blast where I am. Glenn got it. He's above
You
me.
knew when it was cold though.
It was a little cold. That's the thing. I knew spring is coming early because we're not getting cold at all. Like the lowest we've gone is about 49 here,
Wow.
and we used to
So
get cold snaps
Yeah,
and
you didn't get 7 like we did.
yeah,
yeah, we got 9. It was
yeah.
9.
Yeah, we were.
I like a cold snap like that because bugs die and also iguanas do. And so do like the invasive species. They die. So I would like a cold
And
snap.
the alligators stick their nose out of the water and they freeze in place. Don't touch them.
Yeah, that's
Don't touch them,
crazy,
but they
right?
freeze in place. Don't try to
Mhm.
free them. Just leave them alone. It's
Yeah,
weird. Like,
no.
oh, it's alive. Or is it dead? I can't tell. Their metabolism slows down to a crawl where they look like they're sleeping. They're in
Yeah.
hibernation, noses above the water, in ice in the
Yep.
North Florida. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it is crazy. Definitely do not mess with them. Iguanas, though, will die. So that's what I was hoping for was
You-
just to get a break. We actually have a population in the area that eats them, people that eat the
Sure. Like
iguanas.
Oh,
chicken.
So
that's great.
we don't
Like
have
chicken.
that many in this area, but if you go up to Boca, where, of course, oh, don't shoot them. They're just, oh, no, we don't do that.
They don't
They
Hmm.
have a
belong there.
ton, and that's why, because nobody
Yeah.
eats them up there.
And the snakes.
Yeah.
You guys shouldn't have ball pythons there. You guys shouldn't have red
No,
boas there. Those are South
anacondas. We
American.
got
All there.
anaconda.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you got them there because the
Yep.
pet trade. Like, oh,
Yep.
it was cute
Yeah.
when it was 4 feet, but now that it's 12 feet, I can't handle it. It almost killed me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it go out in
Yeah.
the backyard.
Yeah.
Then a male
And a
finds itself.
hurricane took out a
You
long
can't
time
afford to
ago,
feed
took
it
the
live
place out.
food anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all coffee drinking. We're all
Yeah.
This is my first and only cup, but I am, yeah, I've lost like 4 pounds.
Good.
I'm drinking black coffee now. I don't drink it with
You're
I'm
losing
drinking
weight.
black coffee right now too.
Yeah,
I
just
shouldn't be
black.
drinking real coffee is the problem. I should
Drink
be
black
drinking.
You
coffee with
just
one little tiny scoop of D-ribose for the fibro, which I find helps with the pain.
Oh, good.
yeah, we got hazelnut creamer, and it just makes the coffee kind of nutty. It's just a
Yeah. Oh
change.
no, that used to be one of my favorites was hazelnut, and
Yeah.
they had
Hazelnut's
a
Hazelnut.
few others, but almond. I have to do almond creamer, and it has to be natural stuff, or
You want some
I'm sick.
pumpkin coffee? Pumpkin flavored
Pumpkin
coffee.
spice. The almond creamer I used to get made a really good one, and I would drink it.
It made it
I
good.
like it.
Yeah.
But I love cinnamon. That's
Yeah, I do
really,
too.
yeah. That's really why
I'm
I
always
drink
I'm always let down. They're like pumpkin coffee. I'm like, oh, get me one. I get it. I'm like, what is this chemical
it.
mayhem
Yeah,
in my
don't
cup?
get it
Yeah.
from the big S store with the mermaid. No, that's all chemical. All their drinks are. Almost every one of their things is
Yeah.
chemical. So you're better
That's
off
true.
just going
Oh,
to.
my sub count last year was 535, and then this year we somehow over the year's time we crawled up to 850, and then in 3 days I went from 850 to almost 900. Like, who are
Yeah,
these people? Someone
I
gave me a
just
level.
climbed over 900, which
Oh,
I'm very
cool.
grateful, and a shout out to Radio Jonesy for that. I really appreciated his bump helping me.
What
Now
did
I'm
you
not
do?
counting on the stick. They gotta watch some videos, or they're gone. The AI will sweep them all out. I'd be like, ooh, 890,
Yeah,
860
no,
again.
I'll probably lose and go back down to about 890 because that's what they like to do to me.
Yeah.
If I
They like
make
to do that
my
to everybody.
hours, they like to pull the subs.
They're
Yeah.
like, they didn't watch 2 videos in a row. We're removing them. They're not serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those two.
That's-
Yep. Yeah, I heard they're not really tasty and that the meat is kind of acidic. So that's why there's so many of them still down there. They will take them, but for their skins. I
Oh
think,
yeah,
Well,
make boots out of them and stuff.
yeah.
Snake
They're,
is good to eat.
they're not our pythons, really. They're just visitors. They're
I
not
wanted to save the snake skin
here.
of that one snake I got,
Yeah.
but I didn't. I was like,
Aw. That's a
Yeah, it's so
whole
warm out here. My chickens are killing lizards.
oh really?
wow.
It's
But
free
the lizards
protein,
are good. You want to keep the lizards because they kill the other
Well,
bugs
but my
on your
chickens eat the bugs
plants.
too. They're annihilating their competition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might
Oh, you know
go.
what I found today?
What?
2 feet from my chicken coop, coyote poo.
Oh no.
I don't know what that looks like. Must look like dog dookie. Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like dog dookie, but it's usually got hair in it,
Hair.
and it's usually black.
Gross.
Right?
Visual thinker over here. Sorry.
Yeah, it's usually really dark because of the blood that they eat, and then the hair.
I can't do it. I can't flex my hand. But you got a coyote just squeezing. You just see him squeezing, trying to snap it off. And he's got the hair attachments.
Well, I mean, he's sitting there. He must have been sitting there looking at my chickens while he was doing his
that
business.
coyote
Well,
stare. That
he was marking probably for
yeah,
Yeah,
himself
that
and
coyote stare.
his fellow coyotes that are with
yeah.
him, like
So
where they
maybe I
are.
should get it out of there.
Yes, I would move your chickens if you
Where
Well, I
could.
there's
can't
one,
move my
there are many.
chickens, but
Oh, is it the big one? Where
yeah,
did Oh no.
yeah. No, they
Yeah, you
used
don't have.
to. They used to try to my chicken tractor when I
Yeah.
had my meat birds. They
Yeah.
used to try to dig under that.
Stinkers.
Oh,
Yeah.
but chicken tractor. Oh, you don't have a screen chicken. You got one of those open floor chicken tractors where it's all
Yeah,
netted and covered, and it's
yeah.
open. You grass graze.
I used to, yeah. When I
So
had meat chickens, now I only have layers and they're in one spot, but I have electric fence around it
mhm.
because of the coyotes. We have coyotes and bobcats and what else? Wild
Hold on
hogs out
just a
here.
second. I'm hearing, I
You got
don't know if
wild
the
hogs.
inspector just
That's
Hmm.
arrived at my house, but I'm
dangerous.
hearing a ladder outside my front door. Can you hold on a second? We're supposed to
Oh,
have the inspector again come by for the new insurance, but he was supposed to make an appointment.
oh,
Yeah.
yay.
Yay.
So you
So yeah,
don't
we don't
have
have.
any of that where you live,
I got
Ricochet?
armadillos, raccoons, foxes,
We have
coyotes,
raccoons.
neighbors' dogs. Yeah,
Yeah. We
we can
got
stay off the
rabbits.
property. Yeah, we got. They only visit once the greenery's here. We get to see the rabbits.
Yeah.
And then all my videos last summer was picking up rabbit poop. I was like, ooh, free cold manure. Just picking it up and just trying to put it where my
You
plants
want
are.
to you want to catch them and put them like in a cage.
Yeah. But then I gotta feed them.
Yeah,
Whole
but you
point is
can
not
feed them.
to eat
You
crap.
know,
He was
plant
eating
a
all the
lot of
meat.
extra kale. They like kale and it's good for them. Plant a lot of extra kale and give it to them.
Someone said kale does okay. No, I'm not talking mammoth kale, the dinosaur stuff. Someone said that the dwarf varieties of kale, the green and the blue variety, do
Hmm.
okay in containers, 12 inch pots.
Yeah.
I've never grown kale. I've only heard horror stories that it's full of fiber, and if you eat it, you go to the bathroom, you bleed because it's so
Oh,
fibrous.
really?
You right out.
Mm. I've had a hard time growing kale here in Tennessee. Um,
What zone are
but
you at? What zone?
7A. It should be easy.
And where are you? What state?
Tennessee.
Oh, you're my neighbor. What
Yeah.
what county? We're in Benton. Right.
We're in Stewart.
How close is that to Nashville? East or west?
It's west of Nashville.
Good.
Two
That's where
hours
we
from
are.
Nashville. We're 2 hours from Nashville.
We're 1 hour. So
Fall
you're
there.
closer to Jackson, right?
Huh?
You're closer to Jackson.
Hudson. Hudson's on the other side of us, and then Murray, or we're about. I don't know if you know where Clarksville, Tennessee is. We're about an hour away from there. We're
Okay. Yeah.
north.
Clarkville is 25 minutes northeast of us. So
Okay.
we're right below Route 40, right where the Tennessee River is. It's called Sugar Tree. Cute name.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
probably not too far away from me.
Yeah. Look it up
We're
on the. Look it up on
we're
the map.
we're the land between the lakes. We're. I guess I can say where we are in the privates. I don't want to put it out there for everybody.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Okay. I see Clarksville. That's way above us. That's northeast. I see Waverly coming closer to us. There's Sugar Tree.
Okay.
There's Jackson.
It's in the private.
StreamYard. All right. I'm gonna look that up on the map. See, I'm gonna tell you how close you are to us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one I want.
Duncan, is that I was just going to text you. I've been trying out various mushrooms by themselves because I don't want to pay all the money to get the coffee. I have a reaction to it, and then I don't know which mushroom is causing the reaction. But I think that's wonderful for you. Is it?
Laura.
Yeah. Is the mushroom coffee basically all mushrooms, or is it caffeinated? Because I'm wondering if it's not just the mushrooms that are doing it in this mushroom coffee.
Carol. She's
Hmm.
north of me. She's like an hour's drive.
Oh, funny.
45 minutes.
That's
She's
awesome.
literally my neighbor.
I would
Oh,
love
wow.
to go to Tennessee. It's just one of those states that also, with the homeschooling, standardized tests ESE kids.
Mm.
Same thing with Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. All of them require standardized tests at third grade, and then they They spell out the different for
And you
even
know what?
their homeschoolers.
Yeah.
So
So
I
just
do
an
not.
hour north of you. Wow.
That's awesome.
Maybe 50 minutes, 45. It's like me, as if I would drive to Paris
Oh,
from where I
okay.
am, except for I
Okay.
went the other way.
Yeah. Yep.
That's fun.
Yeah.
If there was
Yeah.
ever a meetup there, we can show up. I can walk there and
Yeah. Yeah. We need to have a meetup. That'd be fun.
in
So, are
Tennessee.
you raising any animals, or just
We won't do
chickens?
ducks anymore. They need water. We got one guard
Mhm.
goose out there. It's not fair to her not to have a pond. She's got web feet. She walks on rocks all day, and I feel like I need goose boots. If anyone makes
Mhm.
goose boots, be fair. But she's got really tough feet. She's got claws and stuff, and a serrated bill. And then we have the mix of chickens from Cinnamons, Brahmin,
Mhm.
Bantams, and I forget the other ones. Americana. I think the other two are Easter eggers. That's what they are. So
Yeah.
we got the gamut of egg coloration. The other two girls are the same age as the other two girls, and they're not dropping eggs. So I don't know what color their eggs are,
Right.
or unless they're the same colored eggs, and I'm just being fooled. But
Right.
we're not getting a clutch of six. We're only getting like a Brahmin egg, which is copper, and then we're getting the Americana egg, which is olive blue green, kind of
Yeah.
blue, and then the Easter eggers would be a kind of a light green, like a light green, like an olivey light green.
Yeah.
Maybe they are dropping eggs, and I'm just confusing them with the Americana because I'm not seeing them side by side for coloration.
Right.
I should go look inside my egg container inside the fridge and compare colors.
Yeah. Let me see
Uh,
here.
then the bantams all drop little white ping pong ball eggs, the small
Mhm.
ones. They're definitely smaller. And the
Yeah.
goose drops those monsters that won't fit in a cup.
Right.
Goose eggs are, and they're slimy. Goose eggs are nasty, dirty. Everything
Yeah.
sticks to them.
That's what I've heard about duck eggs, that they're the same.
Yeah.
Same
My
thing.
duck
Same
eggs,
thing.
I have to. My duck eggs usually they lay inside the chicken coop, but when they don't, they lay outside, and it's just like yuck.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only have
Hey,
two female
hey,
ducks.
Lewis. I didn't
Mhm.
want to not greet you. Hey, welcome in. Yeah, we basically have wild Muscovies, so I probably could put out a kiddie pool and get
You got
duck
Muscovy? You
water.
got the red on the head, the red
Yeah, that's
flesh.
how
Yeah.
I knew that what they would eat when somebody else was getting them. I was like, they might eat your crops. Just be careful because they ate my bananas in the banana circle multiple times till I figured it out. The bananas kept going boop right into the circle, and I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
why are my pups falling into the circle? And then one day I saw a little ducky eating their air roots.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
And
Yeah.
ducks will also, if you have trees that you bring in that are bare root, they'll kill your trees. If you don't
Hmm.
put,
Oh,
if you
because
have
they
ducks,
nibble.
if you don't put a cage around, they will
Yeah.
eat the roots and kill your trees.
Right.
So, yeah, they're buggers. So I mean, I could use the wild ones and bring them in, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll
I
see.
mean, if it came to that, you
If it
probably
came to that, yes, I would definitely put out a kiddie pool and,
yeah.
like shooting them in a barrel kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
But I'm sure other people too around here already probably bring some home.
Yeah.
Given we're in the county of Florida that is right now the highest cost of living
We're
because of
probably
inflation. Because of
gonna
inflation.
get pigs this year, so we're looking forward to
Yay,
that.
though bacon!
Yeah. So I'm looking
Make
forward to
your
that,
scraps into
and
bacon.
of course meat chickens again. But
Mm-hmm.
Would love to have meat chickens. She's okay with the processing aspect of meat chickens. I can't. I'll cry like a 4-year-old and run.
oh really?
You
Yeah,
don't want to
everybody's
dispatch
Whitey.
them.
Don't kill Whitey. Don't do Whitey. I like Whitey. No, no, no. And they're so
Name them
stuffy and
like
broken
chicken
looking.
nugget and like I don't know, fried
But what
chicken.
is?
Like give them food names instead.
Yeah. And
Barbecue.
think of them as food. See, I don't get it. I don't
But
get
I'm that way
attached
too.
to the meat chickens. I always get
They're
my
gross.
husband's like, oh, we should raise. I'm like, chickens that are like chickens, I get attached to. Chickens that
Yeah.
are like meat chickens, like Cornish cross.
Yeah.
They're
The
such
white ones,
beastie animals that they're like
dumpy
different.
and chunky and broken looking when they walk. You feel bad, like you have to take
Well,
them
they
out.
just look like
Well,
chicken
you
at the
don't let them
market,
get
but
your
with
food.
legs and a head.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gross. Their feathers don't match their bodies. They're all
I
blown
was
up.
thinking,
Yeah.
Duncan,
They
I
look
was
like,
gonna say that, but I paused because I don't know if theirs is all real chicken anymore.
Oh, beautiful beets.
what's
Yeah,
that one? Is that a
that's a good
watermelon?
one.
No.
Watermelon
No,
beet?
they don't call the watermelon radish, but not watermelon beet. It's called something else, that
Okay.
variegation.
Pretty. I
Oh,
forget these ones. Little ghosty looking ones.
will it
Like that.
grow is ribbing you.
Did
I
you
was
cry when
thinking
you left
about
Boston?
doing
John, I did. I could grow up there. I could grow tomatoes. I could grow peas. I could grow all the cold weather crops. And then when it
Yeah.
warmed up, I could time it. I lived up there for 35 years. So I knew what to grow up there. I knew
Yeah.
when. Down here in Tennessee, it's like I put in the cool weather crops and now it's 90 a week later. And I'm like, what?
right.
When? When did this happen? It was just
There we
65
go.
outside. You got
Yeah.
to kill all my
Bullseye beet.
crops. This is all brassicas that need another 2 months to grow.
Right.
And I get wiped. I get hit. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
would like to do them, but I would have had to start at them in November and put them out in December in the hoop house. Let them grow into the February, March area and harvest.
Right. That's what I did. That's what I did.
You got to do what you got to do to get that food.
Yeah.
That's
I don't-
why, too, I grow things that people aren't growing because I'm in the tropics, really. Basically, the tropics. If I was
This
up
ain't
north, my
happening.
dad.
It's not happening here.
Billy, did you see the answer? It's a bullseye beet, possibly, when it has
Bullseye
that
beet.
ringing.
Thanks, Trish. Bullseye beet. Okay.
But yeah,
Alright.
the annuals drive me crazy. I don't like. You guys are all like, "Yeah, it's spring." I'm like, "Yay, everything's gonna fry in my yard now."
Yeah.
But the
Easy.
tropicals come to life now. That's what's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
those
brings in the
the
birds.
rats eat my sunflowers, even if I start them inside.
Listen, we
Or
don't know
the
what the birds
squirrels.
are out here. I've seen woodpeckers. I've seen whippoorwills. Whippoorwill at nighttime.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I've seen,
whippoorwills, yeah, whatever
have
they're
those
called.
too.
hummingbirds. I don't know what else is here. They stay up in the trees. It's lush here. You can't see anything. You
Mm,
put these out in the yard, they come down. You see
yes,
all
they
the
watch
cool
you.
birds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how they know the seeds that are good? Like from
Yeah.
way up there, they're like, "Oh, he's got the good stuff out. Let's go. Come on,
Yeah.
Bertha."
Sweet basil. Yeah.
Mhm.
I need to grow like a crop of like 50-foot
basil.
row of basil just so
I
I can
know.
make some good stuff.
All I do have to
Good
put one
pestos.
seed down. I guarantee you I grow basil out there without even looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bush. And I know to pinch the tops off,
Right.
but I forgot I shouldn't do that if I want to seed save so much.
Yeah.
So I'm pinching the tops off, and it went from going like this to like this. It just opened up like a rose bush. And I was like,
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna stop pinching the tops off. I don't need to eat that much basil. And I let the other
Yeah.
ones sprout up, and then we got a ton of seeds. And
I know,
they
I got a
dried out
bush
brown.
right
We stripped
now.
them off, crushed them up, and dropped like 400
No.
seeds on the ground
Yeah.
right where it was growing.
Mm,
Sit here and drink your milk.
sweet.
Yeah, I can drop my seeds for basil. Where is it? It says March 15th, but it's
Not
warm
gonna
enough.
happen.
It's warm enough now, but
Just-
that's going
just
by the
grow-
moon.
Grow them in the fall.
Yeah, that's the moon
Yeah,
calendar.
I'm-
It seems to grow well. I had it growing even in spring, and some of them were surviving through summer because I have microclimates too all over my yard. Give me the plug-in, please. So we
No, I did really good with those in the fall. Beans.
Can't
I
wait.
have not
Oh,
had good
I
luck
thought
with
we were
beans
still
here.
on basil.
What's
I'm
the
sorry.
deal?
Huh?
I have not had good luck with beans here at all. I don't know what the deal is.
You got chickens, right?
Yeah.
You got chicken compost from last year?
Yeah.
There,
You
Okay.
growing?
grow it in the compost.
It's impossible not to grow these. They're like cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomato seed hits the ground. You got cherry tomatoes all over your yard.
The one
Well,
that grows
maybe-
for me is
Maybe it's my super soil. See, okay. So I got
Oh.
super soil last year, right? That wasn't so super. Let's just
Too
say
much.
that.
no, it wasn't.
Too much.
super
It was
at
a
all.
big disappointment, huge disappointment. So I've been adding and adding and adding all kinds of stuff to it. The only place that sells compost in bulk out here is the same place that sells the super soil.
Oh,
So I'm like, somewhere in Ashley, Tennessee.
your soil is burning everything to death because it's so much.
Maybe.
There are people that talk about natural soil that has just enough, and the plants reach their roots down and they extend big and they mushroom out under the soil and they grab what they need. Your
Mhm.
super soil, you got a couple of roots down there and they stop because they're stunted, they're burnt, and then your beans come up and they don't flower because they're burnt out. It's just too much.
Oh,
There's no struggle to
Yeah,
grow
it
and
could be that if
Reach.
they're not sprouting. I mean, if they're sprouting, excuse me, and they are growing and burning out. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
she might need to cut down. You know what I mean? And
Yep,
get
yep,
just
yep.
try to find just
Maybe.
dead basic soil that is just normal composty, plain old, and try to thin that out. You might have just too
Or
much in
just
the soil.
mix in her soil that she has there, which is mostly clay, to dull it
Yeah.
down.
Oh,
And
we
then, like what you
Tennesseans
said,
got
get some topsoil that's just plain. Mix it in. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my PayPal.
Eggplants, love those. But the little gnats get those really bad.
really. Don't say
Yeah.
that. I'm having high hopes right now.
I don't
Just
grow
make sure
eggplant.
that you get those little stickies
Net-
and put them all around the plant.
Oh, the
For
little
those
white,
stupid
white.
gnats.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yossi 2000. Okay. Doing my PayPal right now to Yossi.
I have no clue.
Oh
Sage.
yes, Sylvia. That's good stuff for the butterflies
Okay.
and the bees.
Is it
Good.
sage? Is it real sage?
I think it's just a flowering sage.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce this one.
Right. I should. Will it grow? I want to ask you something right now. I want to start doing interviews of people who garden on my channel, and I want to do you. But that sounded wrong.
You got to cut that clip
I
out
want
and
to
edit it
have you
right.
on my channel as an interview
On my channel.
because
Just
I
take the
want to
I want
learn
you
from
part
you.
and just take the I want you part and edit it with the something. The part you said.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to say that.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
put it on
not
Rumble.
touching that one.
Rumble.
Not touching it.
But yeah, Rajasthan.
Oh, this is so cute. They give you cards like you can send now on PayPal. Like when you send
I will
them
take
a
that
gift.
under advisement. I put leaves inside my beds and they just blew away. But maybe if I take the stuff that's under the leaf that's dying, is that what you're saying? Collect that
Oh,
and
that's
then
not
put that on
good.
my beds?
Why is it saying he can't accept?
So
All right,
am I. So am
I
I,
gotta reach
Wilbur.
out to Yossi because it
So am I,
just
Justin.
something happened.
So when we do leaf mold here, we don't use the top stuff or the middle stuff. We use the stuff on top of the clay soil. We scrape all that up. It is wet and nasty looking. It is just mulchy and wet, and it's very thin layer. We scrape that up, and then you just have to keep piling on top. And it's Tennessee, so it rains every other week here, twice a week.
Yeah.
You also, yeah, you're not too far. You've also had only a couple days out of the summer where you had to water, just a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wet here. It doesn't rain. I'm like,
It rains here more than it did in Oregon where I lived.
Yeah.
And that's a rainforest. So, yeah. I mean, we're going to start collecting water from our shop because there's just so much rain that comes down. It's just, incredible.
my barrels are all full out there. I can't burn through it quick enough. I got rain barrels that are stuffed. This is gorgeous.
That is gorgeous.
Cosmic cherry. Super Bissima.
Awesome.
It's a petunia.
Petunias, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty.
It's edible. It's edible.
No. Oh, shoot.
Eat this.
I just used the wrong credit card. My husband's going to murder me.
Oops.
Oops.
Well, use the credit card that you were going to use and put it on.
I know, but now my husband knows exactly how much I sent too, and which will probably be interesting. I wonder if there's a way to back it out and turn it around.
I know. I was going to say, I'll send something, but I have to talk to my man first.
Yes. Well, my man would probably, yeah.
Hey, Robert.
Hey.
Those look really good.
Robert, you want these, Robert, don't you?
There's a way to switch it.
Cool.
Maybe I can deposit it. Click here, send money. No, that's not it. Okay, don't do as I do and use the wrong card, guys.
Don't
hit the button too quickly. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was sweet.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a capital fence. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I hear you.
I need a job, guys. I need a job. And YouTube is, this whole like getting monetized and everything. And even the big YouTubers are like, yeah, they're not paying as much as they used to. We're leaving.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Ever
Mhm.
since they included everybody in on the payment thing, they stopped paying a certain amount.
What do you
I
mean
think.
included everybody?
Well, when everybody could earn from day one when they started, like if they got to a certain level, they could earn.
I
Um,
know the lower amount, you don't get to have any of the AdSense money, but you can do, uh, how do you say it? The memberships. You can do
yeah.
memberships and gifts, but they don't separate the AdSense money. I'm trying to follow. That's why I'm like,
Okay. I thought they did get the AdSense
no,
money.
we don't get AdSense if we qualify for the below. I think it's like 500 and then 4,000 or 3,000 watch hours, 500 subs. No, they don't get AdSense money. They get you get to be able to open your memberships, open a shop, and receive gifts. But it's like if you have a PayPal, why would you want to put it? I think what they did was they wised up to people who had Cash Apps and PayPals, and that's what they
Hmm.
were doing. And they will even hit me if I let this run on another live stream across here. They might hit me for reusing content
Yeah.
because
Wow.
people are doing this.
You know how we all do this? We carefully open
Yeah.
these,
Yeah.
and you know when
Hey,
you do this,
good to see you. Oh, thank
see,
you, sweetheart. Appreciate it.
it
Yeah.
doesn't seal.
Lick it.
Glue.
Just lick it. I'm kidding. Yeah,
Hey,
no,
Diva.
it's a glue stick. Yep,
Diva in the
that's
dirt.
pretty much what they use.
Yeah.
This is the secret. Use it.
Smart.
Is it?
When you're done
Oh,
with it,
now I
seal it,
understand.
put it away.
I'm beginning to understand
Did
so
you
much
steal
more,
from your kids'
especially the lives.
kids' box?
I'm a big kid. My wife just bought it for me. She's like,
Yeah.
"What do
Yeah,
you need?"
I
I'm like,
have
"Glue
for being an
stick."
old art teacher. I have
I was like, "An Elmer's glue stick." You
tons.
know, the kids that eat this stuff, it's
Yeah,
safe.
Hmm.
they will
Sometimes they
dry
just don't
out.
want to lick
So
it.
they will dry out, Billy. So keep it in a good spot. They like become solid after a while in the heat. So definitely keep it in a cool spot. Yes, I
Asparagus.
love those. They are so easy to grow here. Love them.
You have to trellis it, right?
Yes, you do have to
Yeah.
trellis it. It's a vining.
Good.
Yeah. But they're so cool. They're like, I
Wow.
mean, you can fill a jar pretty quick for, people who pressure can. I'm still afraid to.
You're
I
still
have
afraid?
yeah, I have mine sitting back here. And I
Purple?
have I
You
have
need to do it live
yeah,
and have your supporters around you,
maybe.
and
But
we'll
then
talk.
what if I crack my oven? Like, oh my gosh,
Oh
like the
yeah.
stove top right on live. Like, okay, now I'm taking donations for myself. I need a new oven so I can not get divorced.
Oh.
No, I do have the what's it called? You know that hot pot? I can't think of the name brand, but I have the one that actually does pressure can and keeps pressure.
Oh, okay.
It's
Is
here
it an
somewhere
actual pressure cooker
behind
though,
me.
or is it an
Hmm?
actual pressure cooker?
It's not a pressure cooker. It is a pressure cooker, but it's also
It's,
made specifically for you to pressure can for a
it's got a
couple
tickler
jars.
on there.
Huh?
It's got a tickler on there.
I don't. It's got the venting and stuff.
A
It
tickler,
it
right? With the different weights.
well that one I have the standard one like that. This one is can't think of the name brand. Somebody will know it. It's the Max, I think is the type. They make
That's the
all
one.
different types of cookers. Like they even
That's
have
the
one
one I
that you can
want. Yeah.
yeah. They even have one you can turn it
My
into a
husband's like,
convection
we
oven
don't need
by
that. You have a pressure canner.
I know, but I'm afraid of it, and I have a flat top stove that's old. It's a Kenmore, and if I kill it, I'll never get another one like that workhorse because
Yeah.
like our oh my gosh, our fridge was only 5 years old, and the compressor died.
What? What?
5. We only got 5 years out of it, and the guy who came to fix it, he said they are all like that now. They are all made
Mhm.
in Mexico. Sure
Could
Hmm.
you
enough,
imagine if you had a discharge and recharge fill port where they just put the machine on and go, "Bzzz." All right, you're all set. That'll be $25. There's your Freon.
no, it wasn't
Yeah.
a Freon issue.
Oh,
He was saying it was completely shot. The compressor completely went, had to be replaced. Because he said about charging it, but my husband, when he said that about the compressor, and it basically would cost the amount of a new fridge, my husband was like, "You need to leave."
Wow.
Phone's
Plus,
going
he
off.
tried to charge us tax, and my husband is in the service industry, and the only way you charge tax here is if you replace a part. Then you are
Mhm.
allowed to charge tax because they will be taxed on it. But if you're just doing a service and doing check, check, check with, and not providing any parts, you're not supposed to tax it. So, yeah. We'll just say my husband's been, we've been bleeding money basically, so now I'm dead.
Yeah, we have to lately.
I'm telling you,
That's
it's
what
too.
happens when you own a business.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
Bob.
too.
Hey,
Yep.
Bob,
Or own a
what's going
house.
Bob the
where
Builder's
am
here.
I? Where am I? Am I here?
Oh my gosh, I bet they would be good. Oh, fried cinnamon rolls. Are you trying to put those 4 pounds back on me, Passamaquoddy? That sounds so delicious.
That does sound good.
Oh, bada bing. I actually have to go pretty soon. It's 4 o'clock here. Hubby gets home at 5:15, and I'll be scrambling to see if I can fix my mistake. Anyway, an insight into how our house runs. Sorry. TMI. TMI.
I usually don't do lives when my husband's home either, unless
Yeah.
it's at night and he's asleep.
Yeah,
But
that's when I do.
problem
Well,
is
it helps when this little one's too down for the
I'm
count
getting
too.
used to his schedule, his
Mhm.
sleep schedule, and I'm finding that it's really hard for me to stay up.
Yeah.
Plus, I've
Yeah.
become a bookworm.
Oh yeah,
Tomatoes.
tomatillos. I want to grow the brown
Tomatillos.
trees that are the pineapple ones. I've heard they're fantastic, but then I can't eat a bunch of them.
That
Oh,
is the
you got the
pineapple.
Ground
pineapple
cherry?
tomatillo. Okay, that's weird.
Is it a ground cherry?
Yeah, no. Pineapple uh ground
looks like a-
cherries. There's a pineapple ground cherry that looks just
Have you
like that.
grown those?
I'm so confused now.
No, you don't want to open this packet up. The seeds are microscopic.
Oh yeah, like always for the small.
Yeah.
This is dots.
You should. Yeah,
Reminds me of mint seeds.
Oh, yeah.
and put them in toilet paper. Do the toilet paper trick. The wet
Yeah,
toilet
but if
paper,
I'm
like
outside and I open
seed
the
tape.
pack up and shake it and the wind blows, they're gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
It's really
carrots and
hard.
lettuce.
Is it really windy there like it is here?
3 to 5 miles per hour per day on average. We never see 10 or 13 unless we know a storm's coming. That means the wind's coming from your side, coming down
I'm
towards
glad
us.
you
And then I
Yeah.
know
popped
the
in,
company's going to drop.
Yossi.
Then we get
Love
wind.
you, honey.
We're up on a ridge, and so we get a lot of wind here.
Oh, you get the wind, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're surrounded by trees. We're protected.
Mhm. We are
Yeah,
too,
I'll
but
be blessed back. Yeah.
our field's open enough that
Yummy.
our house is sitting in a 40-acre field. So
You got Amish around you? Mennonites?
Oh Lord, please keep Barry safe and his house.
yes,
Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Oh, Barry, stay safe and check in with us and let us know what's
Yeah.
going on, please. Yikes. Lord God, please keep him safe and his home and his things and his cats. Oh, the lima bean. I like them sometimes, but I'm not a huge fan of lima beans.
me either.
I don't know anything about them.
You know how I do like them is, and it's not at all healthy. And I don't eat corn anymore, but I like them mixed with like a good corn and butter, and then I'll eat them. But otherwise, by themselves, no. Bob, it's good to see you. We are doing the thing for Yossi. Like I sent you that email. I let Bob know what's going on. Um, okay, another non-fan of limas.
Yeah.
And I can't do garbanzo beans. I realized when I did an elimination diet that I have a sensitivity to them. So that means no hummus for me while I'm doing like protein and low carb.
Mm.
I got to dip those tortilla chips in that stuff. This just goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
Tortilla
I
chips.
know. That would be hard to not have chips with it. Yep, I have the Scarlet Nantes.
Heat tolerant. This is the one. I can't grow anything else.
What is it?
I want to grow
The
everything.
Scarlet Nantes.
Yeah, Scarlet Nantes.
Okay, then I
I
can
need to write
redo
that
it.
down. Danfor's done pretty good for me.
Okay, Yossi, then I'm going to
Yeah.
return it via my other one. Sounds good. All right, thank you, sweetheart. But you're still getting some. You're still getting it.
Now, here's another southern favorite for me. I got lucky.
Spinach, New Zealand spinach.
New Zealand spinach. Heat tolerant. Thank God. It's not a true
Yeah.
spinach, but
Yeah, I had shisho, I think you
This is
say it,
Tennessee.
shisho spinach, and, I was so excited, and I went out there, and I forgot to water it. I forgot because 'cause we're in our dry season, and it was in a
Hey,
small
Yossi.
pot, and it was fried. I
What's up,
still put it
Yossi?
in the ground hoping that something dormant in the pot would come back to life. So now I need to get
And then there's
shisho.
the vining spinach for the heat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's disgusting.
Green and
I
red
don't like
Melbar.
it. It's
Yeah, I
Malabar
heard that that's
spinach.
pretty heat tolerant too, but
Very bitter.
yeah.
It's awful. Blech. It's so bitter. But then again, that could be
Melbar
my soil. No, don't do that. Some people like
Melbar all relates to their a garden owner. So if you're a bitter person, you're gonna get bitter vegetables.
it.
I
What?
have spinach out there right now that's
Shut your
growing
mouth.
with
He just
molds
called me
around it.
bitter, Laura, and you're like, "Yep."
I called your
Sorry, what?
spinach bitter.
He just called me bitter. He said it's
Oh,
related
Spinach,
to the gardener.
spinach bitter.
sorry, I
Hey,
didn't mean
you
that.
gotta remember that a lot of the people down here in Florida originated from New York. We'll kick your butt. We're New
Oh.
And
Yorkers.
everybody's over 60.
We're New Yorkers. No, they're not all over 60. Some of us had to be transplanted when our parents were working for IBM. We've been moved.
Mm.
But yeah. Anyway, no, it's not because I'm bitter. I'm saying because of my sandy soil. Anyway, go ahead, Laura.
I forget what I was saying. Oh no, I have spinach out there now that's growing, and it's doing well. It's just normal spinach, but it's
Understandable.
everywhere.
Did you direct sow or is it a transplant?
Direct so.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm late. See, I
Almost
gotta come
Christmas
visit and I gotta
countdown.
pick your brains. And I gotta like, when did you put this in? When did you put this in? Write it all down. Because I saw you
The
write
better,
it, and I pick that up,
better
and I'm
Yeah,
spinach.
picking your brain. Oh, I should put that in the ground.
yeah,
The
No
we
better
got
brain.
spinach is Aztec spinach if you can grow
gotta
it.
do that.
It's chaya. It grows with just sticking a stick in the ground down here. If you can get it to grow where you're at in Tennessee during the summer, it's
It's really
healthier.
hard to find people that grow organic out here
Yeah.
too. I've noticed.
It's on,
I'm not.
I'm sure the cuttings are on Etsy because I thought about doing cuttings on Etsy. What?
If I
Posing.
stand up and lift my shirt up and show you my belly, that'll show you what the American diet does to you.
Yeah,
With that dad bod going on. I should be jacked still at 49. I should still have muscles, and I shouldn't have body fat the way I do. It's just the food. It's the food.
yeah. It's the food.
So yeah, grow
Horrible.
organic, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody that did a study, they showed the difference between organic and what organic does to your soil, and
Mm-hmm.
just the micronutrients inside the plants is
Yeah.
amazingly so much better. And so I'm like, that totally equates to how our body takes in that food and how it reacts to our body too, I'm sure.
Yeah. The roots
Because
have
it has
vibration.
access to natural stuff that it can uptake, as
Mhm.
opposed to like these hardcore chemicals that are limited in numbers and that's got to survive off of that and make do with it.
Right.
The Malabar spinach, to go back to that, bolts easily down here, and as soon as it bolts, it gets more bitter. So it's a bitter spinach, but then it will be increasingly more bitter as soon as it bolts.
Right.
But once you
No.
have it, you'll find it will continue to come up down here. I don't know with your winters what it would be like, but down here it continues to come back. So I just didn't like it. Was a beautiful plant, gorgeous vining plant, but
Mhm.
just
Doesn't it have beautiful flowers and stuff on it too?
yeah, it's pretty little flowers, but yeah. So maybe just as like a, try and see. And maybe if you like do it, if you like sweet potato vine and you saute those with a little vinegar and stuff, like I've heard people talk about, then yeah, you might like Malabar because I'm not a sweet potato vine eater myself.
I'm not either.
Like a sweet potato.
It's like a sweet
Vine.
potato vine. The leaves off the sweet potato vine because they're
Not
edible
toxic.
too. For people who like that, they might like Malabar.
It's not toxic, huh? Can eat sweet potato. I didn't know that. I
No,
was
but
anything
I'm not
but
talking about
sugar.
the I'm not talking about the Discoria lot of the true yam though. I don't know about that one, but our sweet potatoes, no, they're usually not toxic and people eat the greens all the time. Yeah. I I actually have sweet potatoes I just left in the ground out there because I couldn't find them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nitrogen fixer, one of the fastest things that grow, and you
Yep.
put it in the soil and you pretty much harvest it next week.
Yeah.
what's it, 30, 40 days. It just, you plant it, it comes up and you're done. Great to get in the soil as soon
And
as
my
possible.
chickens love the tops. So
Yeah, it's more bitter than a traditional spinach, Passamaquoddy. But if you use vinegar on your traditional spinach, you might like Malabar spinach. But I have to, it's 4:11 here, and my husband comes home by 5:15, so I have to get going, which stinks because it's like everybody comes out, it seems like, at this time right before dinner and can chat and we can have like these
Everybody's home.
talks.
Everybody's home.
yeah.
But yeah, but I have to get going and get things
I got to
ready.
get started on dinner too.
Yeah, we're having wings tonight. I'm gonna make some baked wings in the oven.
We're
And
roasting
hopefully-
up some
If we get a new
deer
car,
roast.
Yeah. If you get a what?
if we get a new car, I'll come visit. I don't trust my truck right now, so I'm not traveling an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to driving me home and be in a taxi and in an Uber for the night.
I knew it. Passamaquoddy. But thank you, everybody in the side chat. Please consider your donation to Yossi.
We'll see you around, you guys.
Him and praying for him.
It was really nice to see a bunch of people that I haven't seen for a while. So
thank you. Yossi says he could pop in.
bye.
Bye.